On this episode of Nerds to Men, we're going to be nerding out on the return of Supergirl, the return of the Caped Crusaders, and a real-life Batman taking on clowns. All that and more on Nerds to Men.
Welcome to this episode of Nerds to Men. I'm Brad Reed. I'm surrounded by Cameo.
Yes.
And Gog.
A little bit of poo-poo.
And we're hanging out. This is the Nerds to Men, and we're talking about a couple things tonight. The first one I want to get to is all the shows. They've been back at least like a couple weeks, and then we had some that popped up this week.
Yep.
So we had Gotham on last Monday, and this episode, the Penguin becomes the mayor. Did that shock anybody? I mean, it's
kind of.
And like Batman, was it Batman Returns? The second one?
Yes.
Where he wants to be mayor. He's running for mayor. He didn't win in that one. But that's why I didn't know if that was maybe something that actually came out of the comics, or, you know, if they just took that from Batman Returns or anything, you know.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool. I
like it.
I like that he's, you know, he's cleaned himself up. He's looking, I think he even got like a little spray tan. He doesn't look quite as
pale.
Yeah. I think he was trying to, you know, maybe look a little bit like presidential hopeful Donald Trump.
Yeah. Well, he's not. He doesn't have the emo bangs anymore either. He's not sporting those bad boys.
Right. That's probably something like, you know how Barbara, when her hair is curly, she goes nuts. When her hair was straight, she's kind of
straight lace. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe
it's an obvious differentiation whenever your hair changes.
Right. Maybe the Penguin will know when he's murderous because he'll have the emo bangs.
Yeah. Well, they did it on Spider-Man 3 when he went with the black suit. He got the emo bangs too.
Yeah, emo bangs.
And the eyeliner too.
Yes, this is all true.
Cameo, when you decide to go emo, you can't grow any bangs.
Why don't you just rub it in my face? I mean, that's cool. That's real cool.
How do you let people know when you're, you know, a bad guy?
Because I go around saying I hate life.
Oh. Well,
I hate it.
Some of these guys, they don't hate life. They just...
Yes, they do.
They want to burn it down.
Their mothers didn't hug them a lot.
Not enough love. Not enough love from that mama.
You know what?
Well, except for Penguin's mama, but
yeah, she gave
too much love.
Yeah.
Fish Mooney is the one that kind of ruined him.
Yeah,
totally. She was like a mother figure to him at one point, don't you think?
Hateful mother, though.
And she, you know,
that was
when he let
Mommy
her,
Dearest.
yeah, oh yeah. When he let her go, it was because she told him, you know, you were my creation. I couldn't remove you from this world. I'll make your life hell, but she couldn't, you know, take him out. Did you buy that, or do you think she was just saying what she needed to say
to get away,
to get out of there? Yeah,
I think that's maybe a little both.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of truth to it.
Mm-hmm.
He is pretty ruthless, though.
I mean, from episode 1, I think it was the first episode where he slits the hitchhiker's throat, or maybe the second episode, but it was his introduction either way. Yeah, you knew that this Penguin was definitely unhinged.
Yes.
Right.
Some of the things that are going on in Gotham, I don't know if I love it so much, but the Penguin is always what brings me back.
Well, I like his
enigma.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like their relation. They have their awkward, quirky friendship.
Their bromance.
Yeah, they do have a villain bromance going on.
Bad bromance.
but anything that gets a little more Riddler time, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
When do you think we'll ever see him in a Riddler costume?
Do you think that's going to happen?
You know, somebody on Twitter was talking to the actor, and they said, I hope by the last season the Riddler gets to show up in the full Riddler costume. And he said, why would we want to wait till the last season, basically? He wants to do it now. So that'd be pretty cool if he does. But I think it's safe to say that the Penguin and Enigma, they're the most exciting thing to me about what's going on that show right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I do like the Riddler because when the first season came out, he retweeted one of my tweets.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Corey Michael Smith, right.
I thought
that was pretty cool.
What tweet was it?
There was this part where somebody died and he came to the crime scene. He has a little book with documents in his hand, and I just said, hey, Corey Michael Smith. I said, hey, is that a book of riddles? And he liked and retweeted it.
Oh, that's
Or he
cool.
might have just liked it. I can't remember. But he acknowledged it. Let's just say that.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That'd be cool if it was a book of riddles, too.
Yeah.
It probably was a book of riddles.
You saw the doppelganger of Bruce Wayne. He went and had his little date with Selena.
Yeah.
Stole a little kiss.
You got a smooch.
Oh, snap.
You got a smooch in there.
and then rubbed it in Bruce Wayne's face.
Yeah.
He sure did.
What do you think that they're going to do? Because, like, he showed up. He seemed like he might be a good guy. Then he seemed like
He's
he's
being kind of a douche.
Yeah, he seemed like he might be sinister.
But then he just leaves.
Yeah, and then he just leaves. And so we know that he'll be back. I'm sure he got kidnapped by the Court of Owls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they you know, she kind of made the reference that
They're
they
going
want
to
to
use him to their advantage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Did you ever see Batman versus Robin, the animated?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Could he have grow up to be Talon?
Oh, that would be interesting.
That would be interesting, right?
That would be really cool, actually. Yeah, that would be cool. And here's the thing about Gotham. This could be a while before we ever find out what they're going to do with that again.
Yep.
I thought it was cool because the way that David Mazouz played both characters, he showed a little bit of range, I thought. I mean, he did a good job playing a character that wasn't Bruce Wayne.
He had a deeper voice. He
So-
talk like this. Hey, what's up? I'm Baby Batman.
Here's what frustrates me to no end about Gotham. The police department, least safest place in Gotham.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You had the Mad Hatter. He got the...
What do you guys feel about the guy playing the Mad Hatter? How do you feel about this guy?
The wolf from The Walking Dead. I like it. I think it's pretty cool.
That is who that is.
Yeah.
Okay. I recognized him, but I didn't know who he was. But I liked it. I thought it was
Yeah.
cool.
I just, from what I understand, like from comic book lore, he's not supposed to be like a strikingly handsome-looking individual.
Yeah, no, no,
He
he's
was
not.
ugly and like got made fun of a bunch growing up, and
Absolutely, yeah. And
I guess for TV, they're like, we really don't want to get an ugly guy.
well, here's the thing, too. I mean, when you get killed off The Walking Dead, you have to show up on a superhero show.
Absolutely,
Exactly.
That's the rule.
It's actually, I think they sign contractually when they sign up on The Walking Dead. They say, all right, after that,
Yeah. Well, that brings us to Arrow and also a correction that we need to make.
Okay.
A few episodes ago, we were previewing upcoming shows, and you had brought up that Tyrese was playing Tobias Church.
Right.
I, of course, when you say Tyrese, thought of Tyrese Gibson.
Yeah, the singer.
Yeah, and actor.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in. We argued about this. He was in Baby Boy, and now I see why you weren't finding, because you were talking about the guy who played Tyrese.
Yeah, Chad
on The
L.
Walking
Coleman.
Dead. Yeah, okay. And actually, Gog had said we're talking about Chad L. Coleman, and you were like, sure. And so I just thought that you meant that was like his real name, and for some reason, Gog was privy to Tyrese Gibson's real name and calls him by it.
I've done extensive research. I actually did a project in, what was it, 9th grade English literature class, specifically on his lyrical content.
Okay, yeah. And so what's your favorite Chad L. Coleman, Tyrese Gibson song?
Can you really name a favorite?
Good answer.
No.
Good answer.
So here I am talking about this. You're talking about something, and we're in the same room together. So Chad L. Coleman, who played Tyrese on The Walking Dead, pretty cool to see him on Arrow. I thought.
He was pretty bad.
Yeah,
He was pretty bad in it.
one of the things I like about Arrow so far, it's different than last season already.
Yep.
They're not fighting something magical right now. It's, you know, a real guy who, but also, did you watch the last episode of Arrow, Gog?
No.
Okay. Tobias Church, I mean, I want to know how he got to be such a good fighter, because he almost,
Right?
Yeah, he almost whipped Arrow's butt there.
Yeah. I think it's more of the brass knuckles that he has.
Yeah, those are pretty sweet.
Yeah.
You guys can spoil. It's fine. I'm like still on season 1 of Arrow, so it'll be a very long
Yeah,
time.
it
until I
will
get
be a
caught
long
up on
time.
that one.
Here's one thing that you'll find that's a spoiler for you. Diggle, it's a boy. He had a baby girl this whole time. Flash.
Oh yeah.
Flash came and changed it.
I know.
So, you did see that though,
Yeah,
because they
I
did it in
watched-
the episode of The Flash.
I watched
this
season
week.
2 of The Flash in like less than a week.
And I wonder how they're going to go about that. Like, I wonder why the little girl couldn't be in the show anymore. 'Cause
I mean,
obviously,
She
if
hit
somebody, she got too old looking. But yeah, like, it's crazy how when somebody's off of a show, it has to be a reason.
No, well, I don't think it's so much on this one. I think what they said was, what can we change in Arrow to make it to where the Flashpoint had some kind of ripple effect?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, yeah.
not mess up the flow of the show, or have to take out.
Significant enough.
Yeah. John just has
Plus-
a son now, which is kind of cool, because now that kid could grow up to be another superhero.
Well, I kind of wish that he would have been, instead of in the army, like went back to the army. I wish that they just would have brought him back.
yeah.
That would have been I think would have been a better turn of events.
Yeah.
Then it's a boy.
Right. I should correct myself though, because even if they had left it a daughter, the daughter could grow up to be a superhero too.
Of course.
So I'm not going to say
Or
that.
a supervillain.
Yeah. True. Diggle probably doesn't want to see anybody go into the same line of work he was in. I mean, he had to kill his own brother. So,
well,
spoiler alert, Gog.
He was shiesty.
Oh, man.
He was shiesty.
There's only so much time in a day to view things.
Right.
I could just put on like multiple TVs and watch 3 shows simultaneously and then
Some people do that.
be caught up within a week or two.
Sometimes you just have to find the good ones. And like with us, I watch some of them just so we can talk about it on the show.
Well, sure, yeah.
But I just start skimming or whatever. But I really love The Flash, though. The Flash is one that I really, that's the one I look forward to the most. We saw the Flashpoint episode.
Yeah.
It disappointed me a little bit that it ended so quick with the Flashpoint storyline. I thought they could have extended it, but I knew that it wasn't going to go too long.
No, it's not done yet.
Well,
this is still the Flashpoint.
You are correct. I wanted to see like it be real crazy. But see, and here's one thing I was kind of, I don't know, to say I was disappointed is too much. I wasn't really disappointed, but in the last episode, we did get to see how things hadn't gone back to normal.
Yeah.
We got to see that the Flash can't fix everything. And sometimes when you make a mistake, sometimes you just have to take responsibility and move on.
Yeah.
And that's where the show is going right now, which I thought was cool. A good lesson. In this last episode, we got to see where Cisco is struggling with the death of his brother.
Drunk driving accident.
Absolutely. And the Flash won't go back to save him. Also, we got to see Iris and her dad aren't getting along.
Right.
There's all these different things that is a different tone.
Oh, and not to forget, Caitlin Snow is getting her Killer Frost ability.
Yeah. She's got them.
Yeah.
I thought it was kind of cool the way they were going to go into that with the fact that things aren't going to be just like they were. But then by the end of the episode, it was all pretty much put back together. Yeah. So I was like, maybe that could have been something that they could have spend a little more time on, in my opinion.
Well, I think it's just the whole simple fact. I can't remember details with the episode, but it was just like, we're family.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
we got to get over it.
Right.
I like how they filled it up instead of having a long 23, 24 odd episode season of them like not talking or whatever. Like I'm glad that they got that crap out of the way. Now they can progress the story.
When they set up the threat to the Flash's identity with the new CSI crime scene investigator.
Oh, yeah.
Malfoy.
Yep. Yeah. Harry Potter boy.
See, I'll go and be like, and then Malfoy, and I won't realize that you're talking about his character name and not his actor name.
Well, it's also good to see him stay true to, like, you don't like this guy. Like,
I thought
he was in
cool.
Harry Potter, and now they're like, well, you know, it's a safe bet to put him in that sort of role again, I suppose.
Well, and going back to the theme of the show, or the overall feel, the thing I think most people like about The Flash, too, is it's not the dark show. Arrow's dark like Batman. The Flash is a happy-go-lucky type of show, so I guess people probably don't want to see for a few episodes of them not all getting along, because the fact that they are a team is what was cool. I thought the Flashpoint where you got to see Kid Flash with no technology, all that, you got to see how he did it, but wasn't quite as good as the Flash, because the Flash is better because he has a team. Back to the Arrow thing, I thought there was an interesting lesson in the Arrow episode last week in that he was trying to teach the new recruits the way he was taught. Instead of adapting to how they might need to be reached. And so he realized that he actually failed in teaching them. It's interesting as you get older how you try to do that with some people. You try to teach them like you were taught, and then you realize,
it's not going to work the same.
It's not going to be the same. But it was an interesting lesson I thought they had on that show. But it also reminded me of Batman trying to be harder on Robin because the last Robin was killed. Something like that.
What I also liked about Arrow was back to Chad L. Coleman or Tyrese. Or Tobias Church.
Let's not call him Tyrese anymore.
But that's how I know him. It's Tyrese. No, but he's pretty sick. Like he is.
He's formidable.
Yeah, and I think Arrow has like met his match.
That's cool though. But we saw a new Arrow. You know what he reminded me? He reminded me of the Zoom version of Arrow.
You know who I think it is? I think it's what's his name?
Thea's dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured that's who that was again.
But if it's not, I don't. Who could it be?
But did he have the Darth Vader hand or?
I don't know.
But he had gloves.
He had
probably,
gloves on.
yeah,
So
yeah. Who else could it be? I don't know. I really don't.
maybe Damien Dark dressed up.
I hope not. I hope that we've seen. I like that actor who played Damien Dark, but I hope we've seen the last of Damien Dark because we haven't.
Nope.
Oh no. Well, okay. Let's not. Maybe we can't hold last season against the one character, but I felt like people didn't really enjoy the Damien Dark Arrow fights.
I didn't like the whole like anticlimactic fight that they had because I mean it wasn't that good. Like I was hoping that it was going to be more mystical, like how Damien Dark is. Like he's a part of that whole mystical, like Constantine type fighting and whatnot. And so it's just like him, like Arrow fighting him. It's just like, oh, okay, well I have their power because they're making me stronger because I have people behind me and you have nobody. Yada yada yada. So. I hope that when Damien, because I mean, if you watch Legends of Tomorrow, this which returned Thursday of last week, then you know that Damien Dark.
Oh, that's right. He was in the last season. Remember at the end of okay. Well, and that wasn't really that bad in Legends of Tomorrow. No, so maybe they can do better with him on that show than they did in Arrow.
Well, because he and Reverse Flash, along with some other characters, are setting up the Legion of Doom.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched the Legends of Tomorrow episode. I needed to watch it today. Got into all kinds of... we got a YouTube channel, by the way.
We got a YouTube channel.
So, but...
Go subscribe.
Yeah, I put that up there.
Push that little subscribe button there if you don't mind.
Yeah, but I didn't get to see that one just yet. Was it good?
I liked it.
Did you see it, Gog?
I have not, man. Okay. I just started actually trying to watch because they just put the first season up on Netflix,
right?
And so I tried to watch the first episode yesterday, and I get so comfortable and fall asleep.
Yeah, that season.
So I don't know. Like I don't know.
That season started off rough for me.
I'm going to tell you,
and I liked it a little more towards
something
the end.
I should try to power through.
I thought,
yeah,
so.
just power through because Legend of Tomorrow isn't my favorite show on TV. I'm watching it because it's something that I enjoy, superhero stuff.
Right.
But yeah, you could push through it. Okay. Like I think the last 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah, it started getting good again.
Yeah,
I agree. I agree with that. I want to talk a little bit about, before we get to the Marvel shows, Supergirl came back.
And I'm upset.
Why are you upset? Because it wasn't Superdog?
Was it Steve Buscemi?
No, it was nobody.
Yeah, they didn't say.
It didn't say anything.
So
they didn't say anything about it?
Well, they did address it, but it was just the guy who fell from space. Yeah, they opened the pod. It was a guy, but nobody... unless I missed something...
Was it the person that was on the table?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So unless they said who that was... Because here's the thing. I'm sorry. I watched the show... I didn't watch all of last season. I watched a few, the crossover episode, the first episode, and the last episode, basically.
Beginning, middle, and end.
Basically.
There you
go. Just so I would know a little bit enough to talk about it. But I watched this episode. I don't know. The show bores me. I'm sorry, it does.
I watched the first episode, and it was just, I think a lot of those CW shows, they go into those really dramatic, just general TV moments. I'm going to just realize, multiple times while watching through The Flash, there'll be those dramatic points, and I'm just like, Sam, be there for me.
I forgot who I was talking to about it, but whenever you have some superhero that cannot be beat, at all, it's just boring to watch.
Well, like Supergirl and Superman, because Superman's shown up on the show now.
Yep.
They were trying to save a rocket ship or something. What was that?
Yeah, space shuttle. Yeah.
And they were acting like it was hard for them. I was like...
Well, you know what kind of pissed me off about that was whenever... Okay, so Supergirl is pushing the space shuttle, trying to slow it down, right? Superman comes flying in, and he's just talking to her, not helping her at first.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that's fine. I was cool with. But the whole, thing with physics, they're going backwards. And his cape was still behind him.
Oh, yeah.
That's not even how physics work. No.
Come on, people.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
That show, though, seems like the budget for the special effects has got to be more than all the other shows. Maybe Legends of Tomorrow has a bigger, special effects budget than The Flash and then lastly Arrow.
I think right now... Because, Arrow has it, the last season of Arrow, and, I like the last 2 episodes of Arrow, But it seems like Flash is the one that is holding all of this together.
Well, yeah, I agree with that too. Flash is definitely the leader. What would you like to see? Tell me this. Would you like to see a Martian Manhunter show? Because I think I would like to see that. Or if they could get him on Legends of Tomorrow, I think that would be pretty dope too.
What I would like to see with Martian Manhunter is that he is more like available for help. Like I don't want to see him as John Jones the whole time.
Yeah. I think that he's a cool character though.
Yeah.
If I liked anything about Supergirl, it's that you get to see Martian Manhunter, and he's pretty cool in this show. Let's talk about another show that kind of, I have to admit, to me it's kind of boring. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Let me just say, when the Ghost Rider and Daisy storyline isn't happening, I'm not all that invested.
Why?
Well, first of all, I haven't watched it all this time with you either. I've watched a few of the episodes to get, an idea of what's going on. But it feels like a CSI type show or something like that when they're not doing the Daisy and Ghost Rider storyline. And I'm not a big CSI, like all those kinds of shows. And that's what it feels like to me. It's just not, I want to see more superhero stuff.
Well, this is supposed to not be all like superhero-y.
Well, then that's the boring part. So
kind of like Rob Schneider's idea for, what do the heroes do in there?
Yeah, like that's cool.
The insurance company.
What makes them interesting is watching them do superhero stuff. Some of the, there's the TV shows that we talked about that haven't come out yet, but NBC had one. Which one were they? They weren't the cleanup crew. They were the Powerless.
Yeah.
And then there was another one that I thought it was ABC, but it was the cleanup crew basically.
Cleans up after all the superheroes.
Yeah. But
it's like a comedy type show.
Yeah, it was going to be something like that. But
sitcom with the laugh track in the background.
Right. And then NBC's Powerless was going to be like The Office with
with people that don't have superpowers.
So something like that. And both of them didn't make it on yet. Have you heard anything if both of those are just permanently shelved, temporarily shelved?
Well,
Limbo.
Powerless, they filmed the first episode, the pilot. I think they either lost the director or the producer. So they're trying to find somebody else to pick it up.
Okay. But back to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, what do you like it?
I love it.
You love that show.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. I heard that Ghost Rider might be getting his own spinoff.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome for me because I really like when Ghost Rider's on. But tell me why you like that show so much.
Because it's different than what we see in the movies. We see what actually S.H.I.E.L.D. is and what they do, rather than, hey, we're S.H.I.E.L.D., let's send Iron Man and everybody else to go stop the Chitauri, the Ultron, or whoever. I like that aspect of it, because I mean, not everybody can have a superhuman strength. Not everybody can have a $1 million Iron Man suit, and not everybody can have a hammer. And it's just cool to see how normal people that are like trained to fight,
right,
that can take on somebody like Thor or like the Absorbing Man that was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's just cool to see something like that. And I mean, they're bringing the Inhumans in, which is basically a smart idea because people like you who don't really enjoy it without that kind of stuff, it's bringing more people in.
Yeah, they're peppering in more actual superheroes, which would be cool. And if they do that, I think that'd be cool.
And I think that's why Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is getting a better rap sheet because of that. Because a lot of people didn't like it at first.
Yeah.
But people were just watching it just to see what was going on, seeing how that tied into the movies.
If they could have got Samuel L. Jackson...
If they would have signed him again, I'm pretty sure they would.
People will watch it more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Because he was in the first episode.
Yeah.
The very first episode. And then he was in like one more.
Right. I was just thinking, if he can be in those credit card commercials, he could be on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. regularly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, somebody, ABC, Marvel, they can pay him enough. Yeah. Well,
what's in your wallet?
Nothing.
What's in your wallet, mother?
Dang.
Well, that's Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, I know, but dang. Gog, have you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I watched the first season, and I watched some of the second season, and then I watched some of the first episode of the newest season. But I tried to watch like a brief synopsis on YouTube video of the second season, but I still had a hard time I'm kind of paying attention and following along with the episode.
Yeah.
I think that was partially because I was playing Batman Arkham Underworld on my phone.
Yeah. So
simultaneously.
I guess it's safe to say that it doesn't hold your interest like the other shows.
I liked the first season. I think it's just, I don't know. I think I said this last week or the last episode was there's a lot going on. You really have to pay attention to everything or else
That
you'll
is
get
true.
lost. And I have a bad habit of having my television screen on and getting my phone out.
It seems like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a slow burn on telling these stories.
Yeah, well, the funny thing is that I'm rewatching the season 2 of The Flash, and where Captain Cold and his dad team up to start robbing some things because they he put a bomb in what is it, Golden Glider or whatever her name is,
Goldilocks.
Like that whole episode, I don't even I remember the beginning. I don't think I ever seen that episode, so I was like, "This is a new episode for me." I didn't know he killed his dad. Spoiler alert! Yeah, I thought that was cool. So I mean, yeah, like you said about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., there's, like, you really got to pay attention. And like I didn't pay attention to that episode because I don't even remember it.
I like how you threw the spoiler alert in after, which doesn't really do anything. Like,
Fix it in post.
Yeah, like that doesn't help me.
After this episode, we're recording You're Fired, but we're going to go ahead and record the episode first.
Yeah.
So make sure you do your best job.
So, I mean, like I said, there's a lot of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans out there. Cameo, you're going to continue to carry that torch.
I was interested to watch, and that's, part of the reason I was watching the new episodes. I was interested to see what they did with Ghost Rider, and I liked the car. I thought the car was cool.
But see, I thought the first episode of this season was the best one, and then the last couple, it's been okay, but I wanted more Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I think there'll be a little bit more later on down the road because it seems like Daisy's about to be out of commission. And plus, they're battling these ghosts now.
Yeah.
And Ghost Rider's the only one that can
get rid of the ghosts.
Yeah.
Well, here's the big news. We saved the big news about this show for last. Well,
ghosts everywhere.
There could be a chance we see Frank Castle with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right?
Yep.
Didn't you hear about a crossover episode? So I don't know if Ghost Rider and the Punisher are all going to show up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. this season, but that's what it's looking like.
It kind of seems like people are craving the anti-hero with a lot of these shows.
Is it going to be, I'm guessing because the Netflix and everything's all tied in together, so it would be John Bernthal.
I would hope so.
Yeah. That'd be so bad if it wasn't.
If it wasn't, I wouldn't watch it anymore.
Who else could they pick, though?
I mean, I would assume that that's who they will have.
Yeah.
But, you have like 2 different Supermans right now. Of course, 2 different networks and 2 different.
Yeah.
But you see what
2
I'm
different
saying.
universes, too.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying, though. If they were to bring over a different actor, I could see them doing that, but I could also see everybody like us being like, no. We all love John Bernthal, and we want him only as the Punisher.
He is our Punisher. Kind of like, we got our Iron Man.
I will watch the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that has the Punisher on it, too.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to. I would have to kick you in the face.
I'm kind of interested or curious, to whether or not they can bring in any of the villains from Batman onto the Flash, because I was watching that Flashpoint cartoon where it kind of had bad guys from a whole bunch of the different shows.
Yeah.
Just wondering what the licensing and everything for that is, or the rights, if they're retaining certain rights on certain networks or anything.
I don't think so. As long as WB signs off on it, I think CW is part of the Warner Brothers network. So
bring in some of maybe the lesser knowns.
Right. That what would be cool is if we could see Batman.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Different. It doesn't have to be Ben Affleck, obviously.
Right. Well, we know that wouldn't happen.
I'd love to see Batman at some point, or at least some references to there being a Batman. There's all these.
There is a reference. Right when Legends of Tomorrow started, the trailer was I've seen the Knights fall, I've seen Men of Steel fall, and all that stuff. So I mean, there's reference to it.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
Yeah.
I bet it has something to do with the rights.
And also, back onto the Flash deal and the whole Flashpoint, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, that would be awesome if we could get him to play Thomas Wayne.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would like to see that in the movie universe somehow.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
Because obviously he played Thomas Wayne in Batman vs. Superman. And when I saw that, I told you, I was like, he would be perfect to play. Because in Flashpoint Paradox, you saw the animated movie just the other day, didn't you, Gog? Yeah. You get a Batman, but it's Thomas Wayne playing Batman.
Then you also get a Joker.
Yeah.
A Lady Joker.
Yeah, that would be cool too.
Yeah.
But the way that they did that, I was saying that would be cool if Jeffrey Dean Morgan played the Thomas Wayne, if they did like a Flash movie where it was Flashpoint Paradox, the movie, or something like that.
That'd be dope.
Something like that. So that would be cool. And then he said he wants to play that.
Yeah,
So,
he said he would want to do it.
yeah, he would be perfect because
Maybe
he's
like
the right
alcoholic
age.
version where he gets to shoot people, like just
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of control Batman.
Yeah, he gets to
would
hit
be
people
cool.
in the heads with his bat.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lucille.
I'm for that. I'm for it.
Was that the same guy that was in the Watchmen movie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The
he would be-
comedian?
yes. Yeah, he would be great in that role.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I think in the movie, Ben Affleck says, I'm older now than my dad ever was. So he's not, they didn't have to get an old Thomas Wayne, right? And so the fact that they got Jeffrey Dean Morgan and he's a recognizable name. I know Zack Snyder, of course, he directed Watchmen. So it's
Yeah.
probably like, he likes to work with other people that he's worked with. But maybe that's something in the cards. That's all I'm saying.
Side note, I forget where it was, and I meant to post it on our Facebook page and Twitter stuff, but I heard they're making a Watchmen series.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, and I
That'd be
think it
cool.
might be on HBO or one of those channels, Showtime
Nice.
or something like that,
Nice.
Yeah, it says HBO series here.
for the Watchmen.
HBO in talks with Zack Snyder for Watchmen superhero series.
That'd be cool on HBO. Because The Watchmen was
You just want to see. You just want to see. Yeah, that's what you want to see. Yes.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. But no.
What was his name? Dr. Brooklyn?
Dr. Blue Wiener.
Dr. Manhattan.
Dr. Manhattan. That's
Yeah.
close enough.
Yeah. What were you saying you had a theory about?
You had a theory about, what was it, Flash?
I can't remember.
Gotham?
Gotham. It was Gotham.
Oh, no. I already told you. The doppelganger Bruce Wayne, Talon.
Oh, okay. We got it in then.
Baby Batman.
Well, that wasn't a crazy theory.
They are never crazy.
What if Alfred is really Poison Ivy?
Yeah.
And the new Poison Ivy girl is just a doppelganger of Alfred Poison Ivy from the past.
Yes. No. Well, speaking of the Caped Crusaders, we all can agree that we all really liked Return of the Caped Crusaders. Yeah. That was so cool. That movie, the animated movie, was so fun.
It was awesome.
I thought it was funny.
It was
I
silly.
thought it caught the essence of the old show and worked in some humor about some of the current Batman movies and stuff, making fun of the wholly dissatisfying ending.
Yeah.
But what'd you guys think about the movie?
Oh, it was so fun. It was pretty much everything that I was hoping for. It was just silly and ridiculous like the old show, and
What's interesting is Adam West kind of sounded older.
got a little raspier voice.
Yeah.
It sounded the same
Just
to
a
me.
little
No,
rash.
it was he had a little bit of a. You could tell he's older, and his voice is. Your voice is like a muscle.
Yeah.
It wears out over time. Julie Newmar back for
Catwoman.
and Burt Ward back as Robin. He didn't sound like he changed at all.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
sounded the exact same.
But
Yeah.
like I told you when I first watched it, Brad, is all I can hear coming out of Robin's mouth is dog food.
Yeah, see, this is what makes me mad is
dog food.
Cameo interviewed him a few months ago, and that was back. They hadn't really talked about this movie. I had heard that it was in the works, but they hadn't really said whether they'd actually done it. And so Cameo interviewed Burt Ward, and I was like, well, ask him about this animated movie because it sounds awesome.
Yep.
And all he wanted to talk about was his dog food that he is the owner of, I guess,
Yeah.
of the company that makes this dog
He's
food.
also the taste tester, from what I understand.
But he said that it was the Canine Crusader.
Yeah, it was so funny because the way he segued into this, because this interview isn't just like any other interviews where they like, hey, you can come in, blah blah blah. This was like almost a timed interview. So I had a certain amount of time, and I guess he had planned out how long his little spiel about the dog food was. That was towards the end of our deal, but I was talking to him about Comic-Con, how was working on set with Adam West as Robin, and yada, yada, yada. Well, somebody chimed in and was like, okay, time's almost up. And then the way he said it, he was like, so, you know that I was the Caped Crusader. Now I'm the K9 Crusader.
Oh, no. I'd be like, you were the boy wonder, for one.
Right.
And for two, let's talk about this movie, because nobody wants to hear about your dog food.
Right? Nobody. Talking about he has like 30 dogs in his house.
I mean, hey,
crosswalk.
Here's the thing. He does do a lot of great things for dogs, and, you know, that's awesome.
Holy kibble, Batman.
I'm all for that. I mean, so I'm proud of him for doing that. But obviously,
That's not what I wanted to talk to you about.
Yeah, that's not what our listeners, and, you know.
Was that ever on it? Did you ever put that on anything?
We didn't play it, but maybe we should go ahead and play it.
We should.
What if we just put it up on the YouTube channel as a...
Let's just play it at the end of this show.
Okay.
I mean,
Hey, I'm down.
We'll just play it as it is. They've heard about it, so they're going to know what to expect. So we'll just throw it on. We'll throw it on.
Wake Robin, pass down the shark repellent spray.
It did. I love some of the throwbacks to the old show in this movie.
I took the bat anti-antidote.
Yeah. And it's a great movie for the whole family.
It's wholesome.
Yeah, there was nothing that was... There was some adult humor, but it wasn't... It was very...
Not
veiled.
anything bad.
Very veiled.
Not anything bad.
Nothing.
movie
Yeah.
that you go see.
And I only mean that by humor that adults would enjoy. It's not like Locker Room Talk with Donald Trump.
Right. And Bill Cosby.
Locker Room Talk with Donald Trump.
So I got a new slogan for the youth of America. Donald Trump, duty, diarrhea. Vote Trump.
Is that what comes out of his mouth?
Yes.
The duty?
It's what the kids understand. It's what comes out of my mouth all the time. Trying to get the young votes.
Absolutely. Good job, Donald Trump.
So that was our special guest, Donald Trump.
Make sure, like he said, go vote November 28th.
Not for him.
Well, speaking of clowns.
And that's as political as we'll ever get on this show.
Yeah.
Brad.
There has been a...
Nice segue, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I think it's a hoax, but I don't know. I mean, are there really people dressing up like clowns? Yeah.
Presidential election? Yeah, I think it's a hoax too. I don't know. I've heard some unusual things. I don't really pay attention to the news a whole lot. I just know that people are getting spooked by clowns.
Yeah, but I mean, are people really dressing up as clowns and hanging out, or did like one person do it and now people are threatening it on Facebook?
It's kind of like the purge, like when everybody was going to do a purge.
Yeah.
And they didn't because they're chickens.
Well, there are some clowns in one town where there's a guy now dressing up as Batman.
Yeah.
And he's fighting these clowns, which is, that's probably not safe if you don't have all the actual gear and money to put into the gear that Batman had.
Yeah.
You don't have the resources.
They might have guns.
Yeah, they might shank you.
They might have tasers.
Yeah, so that's probably not
Or
safe.
laughing gas.
Laughing gas.
Laughing gas.
Batman. It'd be fun to dress up like the Joker and go to whatever town that is.
That would be good.
Hello, bats.
Yeah. Are any of you like afraid of clowns? I'm not. I mean, obviously, I love the Joker, who's the
Clown
Prince of Crime.
Yeah.
No, I'm not afraid, but I am not privy to anything that is trying to like scare me or
down the street,
kill me.
Yeah, if I were walking down the street and two people as clowns like approached me, I probably wouldn't be thrilled about it.
I probably wouldn't be thrilled about anybody that approaches me that I don't know.
Yeah, strangers in the night, regardless if they're clowns or not.
But if they're dressed up like clowns, sure. But, you know, it just doesn't make sense. Clowns are out there to make you happy and to be fun.
That's the juxtaposition of the whole thing.
I guess. But also, one of my heroes was Pennywise, so I'm pretty messed up.
Speaking of Pennywise, you see his new outfit?
Yeah.
I don't like it.
You don't?
Who's playing Pennywise?
He was in that movie We're the Millers.
Oh, the kid?
Yeah.
Oh, that's him? I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, that's Pennywise in the new It movie.
Oh, well, yeah, he's kind of scary looking.
Yeah, he is kind of creepy looking.
Yeah. I wish Jerome was playing him because he was kind of creepy.
Yeah, he is.
That whole like clown craze, people are like scared people. What was funny is that I saw this video on Facebook where I think there's like 3 or 4 clowns and they have like this fake dummy body and one has like a big old sledgehammer and there's these 4 or 5 dudes that are walking and they said you could come dressed in clown outfit if you want to in the hood, and that was the title.
Yeah.
And so the clowns, there's the 3 or 4 of them had like hammers, bats, and whatever, like dragging them on the ground and walking towards them. And these dudes just went up and dolly-wopped them, like whooping their butts.
Yeah. See, it's probably not safe to be dressing like clowns right now.
You don't provoke people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not just in general. It's not not a good idea.
Maybe you just shouldn't be dressed up like a clown right now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I got some recommendations for you guys.
Okay.
More for our listeners because I think both of you have seen it now. Westworld on HBO.
I don't have
Yes.
HBO, man.
Oh, I thought you had watched it. You haven't seen it yet?
No.
There's 2 episodes, maybe 3 by tonight.
Third is up.
Because tonight's Sunday night. But you got to watch it.
I hear great things.
I won't spoil it for
I
you
hear it's
or
a
anybody
big,
else who
fun
hasn't seen it.
Robot world set in Wild Wild West.
Yeah, and there's a movie that
Jim West,
Michael
Desperado,
Crichton had written a
Rough
long
Rider.
time ago that this is based on. So you
okay.
could go watch that movie and kind of get an idea of where this is going to go. But the
Michael
TV show,
Crichton.
yeah. Did I say his name wrong?
No, I just was saying words out loud.
Oh. But then J.J. Abrams brought this show back for HBO right now.
J.J. Abrams.
Yeah, and I like it. Gog just says words now.
It's a new thing I'm trying out.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what you think.
Yeah.
Emphasizing. I'm trying to help, get to stick in people's brains.
J.J. Abrams.
But yeah, it looks like a really good show. People should check it out so that they'll know what we're talking about because I'm going to be watching it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It's pretty cool, and it's different.
It is different.
I've never seen something like this. But I will say this: it kind of seems like an iRobot. There's a ghost in the machine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It reminds me of Lost because of J.J. Abrams, obviously.
If it ends like Lost, I'm gonna be pissed.
I was thinking, what if it was tied into Lost somehow?
It's just lost. It is lost.
What if everybody coming in are really actually dead?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. If they do us like Lost again, I'm going to be so mad.
Right?
Yep. Then Bruce Willis shows up.
But if Bruce,
See robot people.
I see robot people.
I'm telling you though, if it does end like that though, we'll be like, hey, you heard it here first.
Right? Actually, J.J. Abrams is probably listening right now. He's like, "Oh shoot!"
Yeah.
He's sending some of his people to the house right now.
Right.
Yeah. Rewrites.
Anytime he his name gets brought up, since we're connected to the internet and everything here,
Yeah.
he
Our
heard us
smartphones.
recording this and
Yeah.
heard J.J. Abrams, and he has a whole team of people that kind
Right.
of do research.
Right. We're going to end up as corpses in the Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
All right.
Speaking of Rogue One, a Star Wars story, comes out December 16th. Have you seen the new trailer, the newest trailer?
I haven't seen the new one. Nuh-uh.
You haven't?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, man, it's good. Did you see it, Gog?
I watched the first, I think, 8 seconds of it.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, we're
I
going
think
to
I got an
call...
alert on my phone.
We're going to call an official timeout.
I'm going to watch this real quick.
We're going to watch it.
Oh.
You watch it, too. Go to YouTube, because I want
Pause
to show it to you
our
guys.
show and
Yeah.
watch the
Open
trailer.
up another window.
And when we come back, you will hear our genuine response.
Yeah, unpause it, and then, because it'll be like, boom, boom, we'll be right back, but...
Yeah, we'll give you 3 seconds.
Yeah, so unpause. So,
Oh my God!
What? Are you kidding
My
me?
God!
Are you kidding?
that was awesome.
That was legit, dude.
I mean, this
That was
movie
sick.
looks so good, and there were people who were saying that they were reshooting. They didn't think it was going to
They're
turn
going to try
out
to put
good.
more funny moments in it, like Suicide Squad.
Maybe, but it looks really good to me. I mean, it looks like there's
It does.
drama.
It does. It does. It looks really good.
Action.
Action-packed.
The tone looks just like I want it to look.
Donnie Yen, I'm sorry. He is so stinking legit. If you have not seen his Ip Man movies, if you don't know who Ip Man is, he is Bruce Lee's teacher
Okay.
that taught him everything. But yeah, he looks dope in that.
I'm wondering if that's
a blind fighter,
Yeah.
killed it.
I'm wondering if that's a really tall robot or a really short lady.
Possibly. We'll have to see, but it comes out December 16th. And the kid in me, like I said before on a previous show, when I first started nerding out on anything, it was Star Wars. Star Wars was the big thing for me. Now that we get like a movie every year, and they're not like the crappy movies that came out in the 2000s, I'm super jacked for it.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty legit. And I think it's also different. Like I was saying about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it's different. We get to see what's happening between the lines.
Right. Exactly. I think it's really
So
cool
this is
the way
like
they're going back and doing that.
Star Wars Rogue One episode 3.5.
Yeah, pretty much. I heard talk like this was just some article that I read the other day that said that they should go back and remake episodes 1, 2, and 3 since nobody liked the...
Take out the Jar Jar.
I think they're talking about just reshooting it all together, doing like all new versions, which I mean, I don't know. It's done now.
Yeah.
Just leave it. And I like these little fill-in movies. Of course, we're going to get a Han Solo movie.
A Han Solo movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I'm digging on all that. So, Star Wars, if you give me a new movie every year and they're awesome, I'm cool with that. Faux show. So, Gog, you have a suggestion, what you've been nerding out on lately?
Yeah. Okay, so as I was talking about earlier, when I watch my television programming, I am guilty of also simultaneously goofing around on my phone.
Yeah.
And, to keep in true nerd form, I found a couple of games that I've been enjoying, one more so than the other. There's a Marvel Avengers Academy game that's kind of like The Sims with a Marvel coat of paint on it. And my only qualm with it is that a lot of these online, the games that you download for free, you can play for a certain amount of time before it gets to the point where you either have to pay some money to like have things built quickly, or you have to wait 3 days for a task to happen.
Okay.
And in this game, it happens very quickly.
Right.
So I've already kind of gotten over it. I still kind of will jump in there and check things out. The other one I've been playing is the Batman Arkham Underworld.
Oh, yeah.
Which is similar. It's kind of different gameplay. You basically assume the access to 5 different villains. You have Mr. Freeze, the Riddler, Harley Quinn, Scarecrow, and Killer Croc. And you unlock them as you progress throughout the thing. And you have a little hideout that you can build and add on to and upgrade and things like that. And they were running a special where you get like one of the characters and a bunch of diamonds that help you build stuff for $5, which generally I don't like to spend money on phone games like this. But because I'm a huge Batman fan and DC fan and want them to continue making cool things, I felt like a small contribution wasn't going to hurt. And it was really actually a good deal. Like what you paid that $5 for, you got quite a bit to contribute to the game. And so that's been cool. So that's something to check out, if you guys are into nerding out on some of the mobile games. I'm anxious to play the Telltale series, the Batman Telltale series.
I've done the first episode, and I have the second episode. I just haven't played it. I know Cameo's played it.
Are you playing it on a console?
Yeah, on the PS4.
Okay, I think I'm going to do it on my computer because I've read some of the reviews for the iOS version specifically that it has a lot of problems as far as like crashing. And
on your phone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
On the
I've heard the computers, too, aren't too good, but
on Steam.
Maybe by now it's been out a little while.
Hopefully.
I'll have to look into that because if not.
How did you like episode 2, Cameo?
It was pretty dope. It was more of an episode than like hands-on.
Right.
There's like one scene where it was like, okay, it was a fight scene.
Yeah.
And that was the coolest part in the whole deal. But I mean, the whole episode was cool because you get to make your own decisions, like all these Telltale games that they have.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that aspect of it, but this last episode was more of a talking one than actually hands-on.
Yeah. Maybe just kind of a filler.
Maybe so. Yeah. Hey, so do you got any recommendations for us this week?
This Friday. Today we are recording Sunday, but Friday the 21st we got Nerd Bingo.
Absolutely, Nerd Bingo. I can't wait. We
Nerd Bingo.
Yeah. Thank you, Gog. We got tons of prizes. I mean, we got prizes
galore.
Yeah, Toy Base 10 donated some toys. We got some more stuff from Hastings yesterday. Because if you didn't know, Hastings in Norman is, I think that's the only one that's around right now.
I think there's one in Yukon, or there was one in Yukon.
Well, the one in Norman's closing, and like everything's 60 to 90% off.
Snap.
Yeah, so I went and picked up some stuff. But we got donations from Toy Base 10, also New World Comics. Stephanie from New World Comics, she donated some stuff to us as well. Jerry Bennett.
One of my good friends from high school, Whitney, she did a Cowboy Bebop painting. That's pretty dope.
And she donated it?
Yep.
Sweet. Jerry Bennett has drawn the incredible chubby bulk that we've talked about. And it's great. When you see this, it's going to be cool. Yeah. And we did it. We're going to print it up so that you can actually color it yourself. So that's going to be cool.
Yep. Follow Jerry on Instagram and other social media. And if you see him, sometimes he'll do events. He's out and about. And go grab some of his stuff. It's awesome. His work is amazing.
I know that the Oklahoma City Thunder has reached out and said that they might have something to donate.
It's a piece of James Harden's beard.
Gross.
Yeah. Whatever they give us, we'll be totally grateful for. So
a $5 gift certificate to McDonald's restaurant.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it'd be whatever people give us is so good. Am I leaving anybody out here? No Regrets Tattoo. Yeah, No Regrets Tattoo gave us a $200 gift certificate to give away. So we're going to figure out how we're going to give away all these prizes. A lot of them will be given away through the bingo portion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which was cool. I went and got all the bingo sheets last night. So
sweet.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun.
Try giving us an ego boost. Each one of us individually, maybe a nice compliment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get you something.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
It's worth a try.
But the great news is it's totally free, but you will donate to get your bingo sheets.
You kind of made that like a villain. You will do this.
Oh, well.
Yes, you will donate in order to get your bingo sheets.
Yeah. But let me just say it goes towards a great cause because it's benefiting Autism Oklahoma and also the Boys and Girls Club. The Boys and Girls Club, they're going to have concessions. So the money that they get from the concessions will go to them.
Any word on any kind of snacks they might have?
I don't know. Probably like some popcorn, maybe some nachos.
Some maybe
drinks.
a Frito
You never go wrong with some
chili
nachos.
pie.
Yeah. Ooh, that would be great. Some Frito chili pie. But
You hear that? You hear that, Boys and Girls Club?
yeah. But it's going to be so much fun. Jedi OKC is going to be out there.
Oh, sweet.
That's
Yeah, they're
awesome.
dressed. They're going to be dressed up. New World Comics, they do the superhero school on Saturdays. They're going to send some of the people that dress up for that out.
That's gonna be awesome.
We'll do a costume contest if people want to wear family-friendly costumes.
Yes.
Make sure you cover up your bathing suit areas.
Yeah,
Yes.
come out, bring them. We'll have a little place for you to change into them if you need to do that. So, am I leaving anything out, guys? It's
The
gonna
after
be-
party?
There will be an after party
at Sauce and Paseo.
which is gonna be cool because they have bands and stuff out there that night too. Yeah, so it's gonna be a good time. It's kind of like an unofficial thing that we're doing.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go hang out. There's
Everyone's
a lot
gonna
of us
hang
that want to hang out, and it's gonna be a great time.
Yeah, it's the weekend.
Yeah, so come out. It's going to be a blast. We're going to all have a good time. We're going to raise money for great charities. It's October 21st at the Boys and Girls Club from 7 to 9:30.
Yep.
Can't wait.
And thanks again to everybody who's donated prizes.
You guys are the best.
Yeah,
in the
this is
world.
going to be so much
Because
fun.
we couldn't have this without you guys.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, this would have been a flop if you guys didn't care as much as we did for the community.
Yeah.
And handing us these awesome things
Well,
that you
the
did.
great thing is you knew it was blessed because every time we asked anybody,
Yeah.
hey, can you help us out? Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they just gave us all this stuff. It was like, wow. I couldn't believe it. I think Gog's going to give away his Nintendo 64.
I might be doing that, yeah. We'll see.
If it even works.
It might not even work.
You might need to fire it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is this Friday, October 21st.
Oh, yes. And then my birthday follows soon after that.
There you
so
go.
It's an
There you
exciting
go.
time of year.
Yeah, it always is. I love Halloween anyway. But the costumes, they can be Halloween costumes or
Yeah.
superhero.
Doesn't have to be specifically
cosplay,
just
whatever
what
you want
like
to do.
nerd about.
Yeah, like I said-
we said we're having a costume contest.
If you're into
Yeah.
trains, come dressed up as a conductor of a train.
Yeah, or Thomas the Train.
Or Thomas the Train.
Like I saw at New York Comic Con, somebody dressed up as 11 and a waffle.
That would be awesome.
That it was awesome.
We hope to see everybody out at Nerd Bingo October 21st at the Boys and Girls Club. We're going to finish the show with this Burt Ward that we decided to play.
It.
Yeah.
We specifically saved it for this episode intentionally.
I think we were just going to be content to let it die.
I know. I was trying to make it seem like we were professional.
Oh, well, yeah. But hey, take a listen because it's Burt Ward.
Yeah, so we're digging into the utility belt and having a good old utility belt standoff.
And now an interview with the Canine Crusader himself.
Have a great week, everybody.
Hello, Burt Ward.
Yes,
How are you doing, sir?
fine citizen.
Well, I am so excited that I get to talk to the original Robin.
Well, it's an honor to speak with you, and since you seem to be a Batman fan, all I can say is you've got excellent taste.
Well, Batman is the, I would like to say, the OG of all superheroes. And of course, I mean, you couldn't be a Batman without an awesome Robin, though.
Well, I agree with you. You know, we were the dynamic duo.
Exactly. So, Burt Ward, you are probably the best Robin out there. I'm just going to put that out there. So, how do you feel about all the other Robins that have been taking the mantle?
Well, you know, there was one in the 30s. I think it was Peter Duncan or something, and I think Chris O'Donnell played in one of the Batman films. And they're fine actors, But Adam and I, to most people, are the real and only Batman and Robin.
Oh, of course. So, do you and Adam West still hang out and talk and Batman and Robin stuff up?
Well, we get together. We make appearances at these big Comic Cons all across the country, and we have thousands of people that show up. And what's amazing, it's multiple generations of people that are older people, middle-aged people, young people, and children. Everybody has watched Batman growing up, and it's like everybody loves Batman, and they all have a million questions to ask, and they come up and want to get our autograph or an autographed photo or some treasured item that they've had with them for years that they want us to sign.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Like I went to Fan Expo in Dallas at the beginning of June, and I was talking to my buddies that I went with. I was like, man, it would be so awesome if Adam West and Burt Ward were there. But you guys weren't there. I was so heartbroken.
We were there the year before.
Oh, see, I didn't go that year. Darn it.
The way it works is that we don't go back, every year to the same place because we'd never be able to go to all the places.
Right.
So it's like every couple years we will come back. And we might even be in Dallas this year, this coming year or next year, is likely. But already I've done like 15 cities so far this year, and I still have upcoming, I think I have Chicago and Toronto and a couple, maybe even New York. So we have these schedules that are put together, and we go out and we meet the fans, and they have a great time, and we have a great time.
That's awesome. Are you going to be making a stop by the San Diego Comic-Con this year?
I am waiting to find out from Warner Brothers if I'll be going, because they host an event there, and depends on what their schedule is if they're going to have me go.
Okay.
By the way, I'd like to mention to you that, I tell everybody I was the Caped Crusader, and now I am the Canine Crusader.
That is right. So tell me about that.
So, yeah, my wife and I, for the last 22 years, have rescued more than 15,500 dogs. Everyone would have been to death if we hadn't been there to save them. We paid for all their food, shelter, medical, and we found every one of them a safe, loving home. And if you do as much rescue as we do, and by the way, at all times, I have a minimum of 50 dogs that live in my home with my wife and I.
Wow.
I mean, literally, we've gone to the dogs. But if you spend as much time as we have, and it's become your charity like it is for us, you want them to live as long and as healthy as possible. So we created a feeding and care program, which your listeners can go on to GentleGiantsRescue.com, go to our menu where it says add years to your dog's life, use our feeding and care program, and they can read about how we care for dogs, which is different than most people care for them. And right now, in my home, I have 24 dogs between 15 to 26 years of age. Every one of them has lived more than double their lifespan, and my 25-and-a-half-year-old Russian Wolfhound has lived more than 3 times her normal lifespan. So we have a feeding and care program, and we've also created a special dog food called Gentle Giants. And what makes this food so different than every other dog food in the world is that it's low-fat, heart-healthy on the inside, and it doesn't have all that grease on the outside, which I got to tell you, I believe is what's shortening the life of dogs. If you feel dog food, no matter which one you feel, they all have that kind of a greasy feel on the outside.
Yeah.
And I tell people, but you would never take bacon grease and pour it down your garbage disposal. Why would you give your dog a food that every single kibble is encapsulated in grease? So we made this food. It's called Gentle Giants. My wife and I take no salary for this. This is our charity. No salary, and it's available to your listeners on Walmart.com and Amazon.com. It's called Gentle Giants. And if your listeners want to add 5 to 10 or maybe even 12 years to the life of their dog, this is an opportunity to do it.
Well, yeah, and that's awesome, too, because 100% of the profit is going to the rescue, correct?
That's right, but what we did, because a lot of people don't have a lot of money, what we did is we made the food and we sell it at almost our cost. So if there was a profit, it would go, of course, only to the dogs, but it's half the price of what a dog food would sell for in a pet store. So it's already cut down in half so everybody can afford Gentle Giant's dog food.
Well, that is awesome. I know. I love my...
And by the way, I just want to add it's for all dogs, even the little tiniest dogs. Here at our rescue, you know that we have dogs that are 1/3 the size of a Chihuahua? A Chihuahua weighs 5 to 6 pounds. A Chinese Crested weighs only 2 pounds as an adult. So the same food we feed to the 2-pounders, we feed to our 290-pounders. And the same food that we feed to puppies at 3.5 weeks of age, we start them on Gentle Giants, we feed to our 26 and 27-year-old seniors. Everybody gets the best quality food.
Wow, that is so awesome. I know I love my pup, and he's a Chihuahua Poodle mix, and we had him on this nasty soft food, which he started to get sick off of, and then we took him to the vet, and they were like, oh, well, he needs a hardened food, and yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, we switched over to Gentle Giants.
Well, I'll tell you something. I get calls from people all the time that say to me, what is in this food? They usually call it about 4 or 5 weeks after they've been feeding their dog. They said, I've got a completely different dog. My dog is healthier than he's ever been. He didn't used to play because he's now like 12 years old, and now he's running around like a puppy again. I can't believe it. And all you got to do is in your mind, do what's best for the animal, not what's best to put in somebody's pocket in terms of money. You understand?
Yep.
We do this because we love dogs.
That's awesome. And what's your favorite dog that you have in your house right now?
Oh my God! Every one of them comes up and kisses me every day.
Oh.
I've got 45 different breeds here. You know, the American Kennel Club acknowledges 164 breeds of dogs, and we have 45 of those breeds are right inside my house, from these tiny little dogs all the way up to the giants. And we have dogs that are so gigantic. I have 1 or 2 of our dogs that when they stand up on their hind legs, they stand up 7'5".
Wow.
Taller than Shaquille O'Neal, the basketball player.
Are they going to be ducking anytime soon?
Wants love. They all want love, and believe me, we have the best time. And you know why they say a dog is man's best friend? You know why?
Why is that?
Because they say he wags his tail instead of his tongue.
That's awesome. I never heard that. That's pretty clever.
Well, it's great to be on your show, and gosh, I got to tell you, I love Oklahoma City. It's a beautiful place, and I bet you're having the greatest time there with all the summer coming on and swimming and having a good time. Barbecues.
Oh, I love grilling, and that's why I love summer so much. I don't love the heat so much, but I love grilling, and it's perfect grilling weather.
Well, listen, if you don't like heat, you certainly don't want to put on my Robin top. You'll get an instant sauna.
Oh, really? Well, hey, I'm down to lose a few pounds, so I mean, I'll put that on. I'll be the next Caped Crusader.
I gotta wrap you up.
Okay. Well, Burt Ward, thank you so much.
Zowie zowie to the Batmobile.
Have a good one.
There's the man.